everybody! It's 2021, everybody! And welcome to the first What If Roundtable of the year. The real what if is the friends we made along the way. I'm MasakoX, and we are officially on the road to 500k. Because we are actually under 24,000 subscribers to go until we hit the 500k. I will do it this year. I want it this year. I've been waiting for a long time for the next threshold. I want my Miller and Carter steak as celebration.
He was waiting for so long.
Yeah, the only times I ever go to Miller and Carter when it's not a 100k subscriber thing is when we have guests, like when we had Hab over last year.
Oh yeah, that was a good steak. Oh
yeah,
my god.
It's good. You know, you gotta have that for special guests. But either way, everybody, I hope you all had a good holiday break, and that we can look forward to some brand new what ifs coming soon. And we have plenty of what ifs for this month, including, and I think we can say, and I think I said this in the actual Videl thing, we will be coming back to Videl in February for the whole month. At least that's what our intention is. Depends on how many parts that we can do. That doesn't start to seem like we're dragging it. But either way, I'm MasakoX. Joining me are Sophie B.
Hello.
And Havarok.
Howdy.
Yes, we are back with the full team for this first stream of the month and the year. For those of you who are brand new to the channel, and we gained like nearly 3,000 subscribers in the last week alone, so very much welcome. Most likely down to the fact of the What If Goku Did His Taxes video. This is the What If Roundtable, where you can suggest a what if to us, and we will all take note of what it is. We have moderators in the chat, and we do pay attention even if you're not able to do a super chat, which is the best way to get it to us, and it also helps support the channel. So we like have Red Dragon, we have Sophie, Hav's paying attention. We're all there just keeping an eye on the conversation as it goes along. So either way, super chats really do help support the channel, but we also get some really good ideas, and immediately Nerd King comes in with £100 super chat. Oh my god.
Oh, Nerd King.
Oh, Nerd King.
I really hope that you had a good time this holiday season.
And Nerd King says, "Hi guys, hope you're well. I hope this donation can be used in your future content. So cool you guys are so close to this level of subs. Guys, what I like about you is that you are positive and you guys deserve the best. You guys are even nice to Super Saiyan 3 at times. Love you guys." Aww. Yeah, sometimes we forgive Super Saiyan 3. Sometimes. Yeah, I think the most
Next thing, our next, like, if we gain a 500k sub, we'll force Sophie into saying something nice about Draco.
Yes. Hav and I will sit Sophie down and try and convince her about why Draco is not that bad a character.
It's a fool's game. I've got my mind made up.
It's good.
You'll
it's good.
Never convince me.
It'll be good content, whatever the way. All right, let's get things rolled off with Viper Phoenix, starting off the year with a bang. Super Sentai Ginyu Speeder Delivery Force, working round the clock to bring your packages at the speed of light. Oh no, I've got to do the voice. Welcome to Super Sentai Ginyu Speeder Delivery Force, working round the clock to bring you the packages at the speed of light, the fastest delivery service in the universe. Is that a little much there, Jace? No, Bert, it's all good, mate. You know, we got to admit, we are the fastest in the universe. Oh, really? You want me to be even faster? Well, I don't think the microphone can take it, mate. Okay. It's like, can you lower the mic, please? I want to speak next. Nobody wants to hear you, Golder. You're a jerk. I'm working on it. Jeez. Oh, that's his catchphrase. All right, Viper Phoenix again. What if all of Dragon Ball was just a show? All the gang as actors. Vegeta. And this is giving some Vegeta. I had a hard time getting into this character's personality, what with all the violence. Vegeta, like Ryo Horikawa, when I met him, he would have a turtleneck. Proper thespian.
Yeah, yes.
No, seriously, no joke. Ryo Horikawa went to an Irish convention, he was wearing a turtleneck. Proper actor. And then he was... Yeah, and it was like...
Well, quite honestly, I actually don't mind a glass of brandy in the evening, listening to some Chopin in the atmosphere. I mean, it's actually pretty cathartic in a way. I get my anger out at the fact that, I don't know why, I don't know how, but the people who are helping me, my craft services, they keep getting my order of wine wrong! I'm sorry about that. I don't mean to bring my work home with me.
But yeah, Viper Phoenix again. Was it ever said that Namekian fusion was just a base addition? If not, then why couldn't Piccolo just make clones of himself, then fuse with them? That would be a metaphysical dichotomy in the sense that, would it turn Piccolo into an egotistical maniac by the fact that he's just fusing with himself? Hard to say, really.
Also, I think that would have those clones would need to be able to, to last for enough time to be their own people. I believe because
it's less about the raw energy and more about the spiritual combination. I think because the people who fuse are more than the sum of their parts. It's because of the blending of the spirit that the potential is pushed to newer heights. If you were to just utilize the clone technique, not only are you already splitting your power anyway, but you're still two halves of the same person already. So you wouldn't actually be seeing any kind of spiritual growth or change just by performing a fusion.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I am going to do a part 4 of What If Piccolo Never Saved Gohan. I am actually going to be doing some stuff with it. Like, for example, Piccolo stays with the Namekians, and he with Mori start to do a publicity campaign with fusion, turning it from a forbidden technique into a badge of honor. So, like in Universe 6's Namek, it's not taboo.
You can be 2 guys if you are good enough.
In fact, if you're really good, you could be 100 guys.
Like Salno and Pilina, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay, Papa Podo. What if Toriyama is a fan of LK and Monarca is just his version of the rower? They are both normal, overhyped dudes who just want to do their jobs. I mean, there'd probably be more deadpan, but I think Monarca is almost just a little snipe at One Punch Man, almost. In the sense of just this really dry person who just wants to have just a normal life, but then gets thrusted into the job. But if I did a What If, and I actually did a version of Monarca myself, I'd actually just make him straight up Saitama, the most strongest guy in the universe, and he really does not want the gig. It's a curse. Having power as a curse would be making Monarca really interesting.
I think that's a good way of interpreting Monaka.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it makes the character fun.
No, definitely. Podo again. What would happen if Saiyan was on a moon? Well, if it was Vegeta, we're Saiyans on the moon. No. Whether they carry a harpoon is up to debate.
They wouldn't see them because it's the side of the moon connected with the radiation, so I don't think they would transform really.
I think the only viable chance would it be is if they were on facing the sun, if they were on the light side of the moon. If they were on the dark side of the moon, not only would they be really chilly, but they'd also they'd get none of the emitting Blutz waves supposedly. So that's something to consider. Okay, Team Valor. What if Shin had got inspired by Goku after the Buu saga that he actually offered Goku to train on his planet, in exchange for Goku helping Shin to become a more stronger and more competent Supreme Kai? Well, in a way, it's actually kind of a surprise that he didn't. Shin didn't invite him back to the Sacred World of the Kais to train. But yeah, if he had, I think usually Goku tends to rub people up the right way. Really kind of make them see sense. With Miras, for example. Mirrors and Goku, even though that time was really, really accelerated and kind of forced, the end result is something that does happen. In that it's Goku, Mirrors just goes, I don't know why, but there's just something about Son Goku which I just find endearing. That kind of stuff. Yeah, it's just that, it's that connection that they usually.
But with Shin, he was like a huge a-hole to Shin, really realistically.
Everyone
And like,
was.
Yeah, everyone
The
was.
only
Yeah.
person who gave him proper respect was Piccolo, and that didn't last
Yeah.
very long once it was discovered
yeah.
how pathetic Shin was by comparison to everyone else.
Yeah, right? Like, definitely. Okay. Next one is Papa Poto. In a Dragon Ball Undertale timeline, let's say in his one, let's say determination is exclusive to humans and human hybrids. What if Frisk taught the human Z fighters to use it, save, load, and reset, and Chara taught them how to fight? Well, it would just kind of just give them the whole mechanics of it all, and just like, Chara would just be like, Vegeta would be the one to just like, spam the fight button all the time. Krillin, through bargaining, yeah.
I was gonna say that I'm not entirely sure that save, load, and reset are skills that can be taught, though. They're instinctual. They're something that are kind of inbuilt into you, and if you have the self-awareness of them, you can use them. But like it's not something that can be taught per se.
Okay. No, I think that's fair. I need to play some Undertale again. It's been a long time.
Unless you are Goku, and
unless you're Goku, yes. Oh, that is very true. That is very true.
Oh yeah, in that instance, it's a situation where it'll be like Ultra Instinct.
Yeah, basically, watch today's. We are pinning today's discussion. We are not salty at all. Not salty.
Yeah, just watch today's discussion video and you'll get an idea. Alright, Podo again. What if in the Goku Black arc, Zamasu never turned evil, but Ro did instead? There'd be no threat because Ro is completely incompetent. He's completely competent and an angry, shouty boy. Mind you, Zamasu is an angry, shouty boy, but Zamasu at least is strong. Ro isn't. He's a whiny Nancy. Like, seriously. He's so angry, he's shouty, he's so unlikable. Zamasu actually has some level of charisma. Somewhere. I mean, Kais don't generally have charisma, but he has more than the typical one. So, honestly, I feel like if Ro turned evil, there would be easily some way to trip it all up. Like, he wishes for the wrong body and gets stuck in another one. And then there's no Goku Black or something like that.
There's no punchline.
No, it's played for comedy, but a really bad joke.
I mean, Ro is kind of like he's kind of bad. Like you kind of feel bad for Sidra with that because Sidra is like, I don't really want to become you. Like it's almost feel like Ro forced him to become the God and.
Yeah, probably because no other person would take the job.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like,
why do we need gods of destruction? We are already messed up.
Exactly. Okay.
Why are we here just to suffer?
Okay. Season 2. Hey Masako, will we get a version of your Halloween What If in picture vision? Or picture version? I don't know. Maybe we might try something a bit more flashy for this coming Halloween. So we'll probably learn from it. It was just testing the waters, really. But now that we know that people are receptive to it, we may look into it. We may look into some more polish for the next one. Lord Explosion Murder. What if Goku Black is actually a Goku from another timeline who was raised by Zamasu? Please don't add any more timelines to Dragon Ball Super. It's already bad enough as it is. In fact, in a couple of weeks' time, next week, we will be having a discussion about that very topic. So do stay tuned for that because we found out.
Yeah.
Did you know there's more than the 3 timelines than you think there are? So,
in Z alone,
exactly. So there's way more. So be sure.
And then comes Super, and like it multiplies yeah.
Well, but it all explains in answer to your question, it basically would just be an over exaggeration of what we already got. So it'd be that. Shark Jumping Walrus. What if the Zenkai boost was a technique described as the body becoming more attuned to its own shortcomings, rather than a generic trait shared by the Saiyans? So you mean that it kind of counters for flaws within its own body, almost, instead of just being like, oh, you get stronger. It's almost like it kind of refines your quirks or your weaknesses.
Seems like it would be a situation where everybody would have access to it in some way, shape, or form if they've had the training that the Z fighters have had as a whole.
Yeah.
But the gains would be smaller because of it.
Yeah, and they would also be unique to each person. Like, it depends on their strengths and weaknesses and their makeup and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be kind of
It would
interesting.
balance out the cast. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those situations where you'd wind up having. It's like what was done for the whole Breakfast Club of Combat thing in the in the What If Goku was female arc and stuff like that. You know, the focus would shift away from singular, really powerful members of the team to being more of a group effort to get things done.
Oh, absolutely. No, that's absolutely right.
Mm.
All right, NPC 218. What if Kuriza replaced Goku as the main character, landing on Earth and losing his memory? Well, you can sort of get that in What If Frieza Had a Son. He basically turns into the main character of that arc. So it would be a fish out of water setting, but Kuriza would probably adapt better than Goku would.
I don't know because like maybe socially, but like, you know, like I know that many fantastical beings inhabit the Dragon Ball universe, but on the other side, like Goku can pass as a human. In fact, for the longest time he did, and Kuriza is like a curiosity, and also. I'd imagine that Galactic Patrol wouldn't give up Kuriza as easily as they did with Goku.
Yeah.
One Saiyan child, okay, like, but you know, a Frost Demon, however you wanna call them, they would send someone more competent than Jakku.
Oh yeah, like if they suspected that this alien being of Frieza's race could even be peripherally related to Frieza, as is likely considering the low numbers, if any, other than, you know, King Cole and Frieza exist in the universe of this particular breed of creature. If the Galactic Patrol was aware of Kuriza's landing on Earth, I think that they would definitely send somebody with a bit more like capability.
Yeah, Gia or Mirus.
Yeah.
Okay, Papa Podo, are you aware of any of the Undertale alternative universes? Because I've been thinking about alternative universe versions of my DBX Undertale What If just for thought experiments. The thing is, though, I'm not really au fait with Undertale, like, really into it. Like, I know the basics and I know some of the details, but I'm really kind of like that slipped past me by almost for the most part. I know enough to get by. So, Poda, I'm afraid I have to say no in answer to your question. Sorry.
And I only really know the kind of like the main Undertale thing. I wasn't a fan of all of the fan AUs and spin-offs and stuff like that. In fact, back when Undertale was relatively new and popular, they were one of the most frustrating things to ever see, like scrolling through like Tumblr or something. It's like Underfell and Underswap and all those other kinds of things. It's just like they don't interest me very much, and that's just me.
Yeah, like you know, although I am very much you know, in the same vein, the only thing that really interests me is what comes from Toby himself and like Deltarune and stuff, obviously.
Yeah.
All right, NPC 218. Will Dr. Brees and Trunks? What if Dr. Brees and Trunks were like Rick and Morty?
Oh gosh.
Hey, Trunks! Hey! We're going on an adventure.
Geez, Dr. Breeze, I really don't know about that. I don't think that's a good idea.
It's like, oh, you gotta get in the time machine there, Trunks. You gotta. It's a cigarette instead of alcohol. It's like
Yeah.
a cigar.
Oh my god.
We need some ocean goop.
I don't like touching the goop, Dr. Breeze. Grandpa, it really burns my skin so.
Oh, that sounds like the whining of a quitter. I did not raise quitter.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Dr. Breeze.
Oh my gosh.
Brendan,
An alternative concept would pretty much just be, what if Dragon Ball was written by the guy who made Rick and Morty?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god.
Brendan Little, Beerus.
How do you lot live with your own mortality?
Vegeta.
Violent outbursts.
General anxiety. Thanks to marketing, I'm immortal. Sounds about right. NPC.
It's not wrong, you know.
Yeah.
That's not inaccurate.
NPC. What if Toriyama wrote psychics better, giving Chaozu a better chance to shine? Yeah, it's kind of right there, because the last big thing that Chaozu did was try to use telekinesis on Nappa, and that was it. Then Chaozu never used his powers again.
Unless he got to insult some Metal Man in the manga.
Yeah, that's the thing. At least Toyotaro didn't forget, and yeah, he got to use his sass. Hence why we added extra sass to Chaozu in episode 6 of R&R.
Yep.
We made sure to do that.
Yep.
Okay. Vulcan. How would you use my martial spirit idea? Orange aura, Mystic Saiyan equals Super Saiyan, Mastered martial spirit equals Super Saiyan 2. I guess probably just like Super Saiyan, but only that you could use it with multiple people and different types of people. Just that means it's a bit more balanced, like you could have Krillin and Ten Shinhan. In that case, I think Ten Shinhan would go really far, based on his discipline. So probably, like, Ten Shinhan would be much more of a major character. So, yeah, I'd answer that question for you, Vulcan. Sam Hennis, Happy New Year, guys! What if Piccolo saw Gohan's Uzaru form as the key to his potential, and taught him to control it whilst also mastering his own giant form? That would be actually really interesting. Like, you know, the Vegeta goes,
Ah yes, the little boy will have no idea how to control the monkey form.
and then Gohan is just like, yeah, just like this out of control monkey at first, but then just goes,
What? Big monkey Vegeta did not expect this.
and it's just like, and then Giant Piccolo, hey, surprise! Just this two of these people just wailing on Grade 8 Vegeta.
That's when you're wrong, evildoer. You haven't expected the large monkey and slug.
Yes! Monkey versus monkey and slug. Literally.
Kaiju edition.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a kaiju fight. Everyone likes a kaiju fight. So it would just be a bit more spectacular.
Yeah.
George J. What if Krillin married Zangia? Movie 12 canonized with a deviation that Zangia is saved from being offed by Bojack. Possible for April Fools? Probably not an April Fools. It's a cute idea, though. I mean, you know, it's a cute idea in that I think it's endearing and it's nice to see Krillin getting some love. But
We can use it in a scenario where 18, isn't around.
yeah, exactly. So we can have it some way where we can bring Bojack into the canon. So yeah, we you see, guys, this is where we keep your ideas, as in like we foster these ideas definitely. So
And
we'll make
Bojack is pretty. Is one of the simplest movie to put in.
yeah, it's quite with the main lore. So yeah. Thank you so much for your suggestion, George. We shall bear that in mind. Great Ritual. What if the glitch making #Kiss Goku made Cell into Hyper Yandere using the broadcast to proclaim his love for him and the Goku games for his honor? Oh yeah. #Kiss Goku. Kiss on Goku. Oh yeah. Oh. #Kiss on Goku. Oh. I mean, honestly, it'd just be like, Cell would just like say, "You will take part in the fight, Goku." Like, honestly, if Goku tried to pass the torch on to Gohan, Cell would just kill him. Cell would just not be like, still would have no compromise in at all if he was a yandere.
Yeah. If it was a yandere situation where Cell was obsessed with Goku in that fashion, I don't think that he wouldn't be nearly so fight sexual as he is in either the canon or say the abridged series. So he wouldn't be nearly so interested in fighting Gohan. He would get very upset once Goku tried to hand the reins over and would likely just murder Gohan outright.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Sam Hennis, what would you name a new series of Dragon Ball? Dragon Ball Super never did anything for me personally. Maybe something like Dragon Ball Ascension or Dragon Ball Beyond. As much as those aren't bad names, but honestly, they don't sound fresh. And Ascension is a little bit too religiously themed, so I don't think that would work in Western markets too much. And honestly, I'd almost call Dragon Ball Super as Dragon Ball Hyper, or Dragon Ball Ultra, that or something like that, just to kind of go with that type of theme. Because Toriyama called it Dragon Ball Z because it was it's the absolute final definitive version. That's why he called it. Because the Z sounds final. That's why he did it. But it didn't work because we got GT. So
I would call it very simple Dragon Ball Plus.
Call it Super Dragon Ball Turbo Hyper Fighting.
I love it. And Dragon Ball Plus coming to a streaming service near you for $5.99 a month.
Yeah.
George J. What if Upa trained like Goku, inspired by Goku to train under Korin and Roshi? By Dragon Ball Z, he's become a strong warrior and a big brother to Gohan. That's kind of cute in a way. That it gives Upa something to do. And he'd be the biggest Native American you've ever seen. Border would be that's my boy. Just Upa, this tiny little kid, becomes a huge bulking behemoth. When he's older. That'd be badass.
We definitely will include.
Krillin would be very admiring of him, and also kind of jealous. Wow, look at him games!
It would be interesting to see. Yeah, it would be interesting to see some differing body types. So if you made the characters thicker, larger, more hulking behemoth sort of look to them, rather than the fairly generic body typing that the Saiyans and human characters kind of get later on through the series. That would be just interesting in general.
That'd be kind of peachy. Cool. Great Twitchell. So what if the Kiss Son Goku glitch caused by Jiro rocking out to I Was Made for Loving You by Kiss? It would be their theme song.
Kiss Son Goku.
That's the trend. It would be their theme song, agreed. Jared Glasspool. What if Boss Bunny joined the Z Fighters after he lost to Kid Goku? Think he'd be a boss if he trained his speed and skills? Yeah, and basically, as soon as he landed a punch, he only have to land one punch on the villain, and they turn into a carrot. Boom. Monster Carrot, yo. Monster Carrot be the strongest person in the series.
Monster Carrot has a rather interesting ability that if he were to be a stronger character throughout the series, going into DBZ and stuff like that, he would be fairly dangerous. Because we've seen that even characters like Majin Buu are not immune to transformative magic. Because after all, Majin Buu gets turned into a cookie or chocolate or whatever by his evil Buu self, by virtue of the food magic. So if Monster Carrot was a well-trained villain, he'd be a really dangerous threat.
Yeah, if he was trained in the right ways, he could be very, very broken indeed. Shot Jumping Walrus. What if instead of having multiple forms, Super Saiyan had only one form that could get stronger as a result of training, but it took more out of you the stronger you made it? Yeah, it would add a little bit of peril. It's granted, you can become stronger, but you could become stronger, granted, but you could only use the power for so long. So it's about stamina versus strength.
I'm
So-
pretty
Yeah.
sure that that was the original intent. However, the issue is that marketing department had other ideas. I believe.
Yeah, as is the way. It is the way. Good intentions, but unfortunately, that's why you need to come up with new transformations to, sell toys and, add some excitement. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like we can tell a lot of stuff about Toriyama, but I'm pretty sure, when Toriyama designed Super Saiyan, he didn't thought he would need to make 2 and 3. He even forgot about 2.
Yeah, in fact,
Well,
the
and you
fact that
also
he
got to
forgot.
remember just how reactionary of a creator
Yeah.
Toriyama is, because he would react. He would base stuff either reacting to things he liked, reacting to things his editors told him, or reacting to things that made handling the drawing and production of the manga easier. Super Saiyan became a thing because Toriyama didn't want to have to keep filling in the hair for this particular
Mhm.
quote unquote, look. And then, the whole Cell saga became a thing because of the various different requests that the editors made, even though Toriyama originally wanted it to be sort of a Terminator 2-esque plotline. And prior to that, in the 80s, he had also reacted to the first Terminator movie coming out by making the original Dragon Ball Android saga with the Red Ribbon Army. So he's always been a very, very reactionary writer. And I feel like he turned Super Saiyan into what it was because of a combination of pressure from the higher ups for the marketing, and because whenever something got tough or he wrote himself into a corner, he needed a quick get out of jail free card, and the Super Saiyan transformation was it was there,
Yeah, it was there for the taking, definitely. By the
Toriyama
way,
out.
we're going to be having the 5-minute cutoff for your questions, because we've had a lot of them to go through. So you've got 5 minutes left to do your super chats. After that, then we will be pausing them, or they'll be closed. So just your 5-minute warning, people. Hannah Rowan, how would you handle a Universe 6 arc with Goku, Vegeta, and their kids visiting planet Sadala? Oh, well, first of all, Goku wouldn't be the main focus. It would be Vegeta and Kaba. So you'd be wanting Vegeta and Kaba to actually have some more time together, get to know one another properly, instead of just being the master-pupil dynamic. You need something a bit more nuanced than that. Then it needs to be a Vegeta Kaba-led story. As in, there's like some past enemy of Kaba who's unleashed this unknown terror upon Sadala, and it's up to Kaba and Vegeta to help fix the problem. And
I would also include a B-plot line with Golden and Trunks.
Yeah.
Give them something to do.
Give them something to do, definitely.
Yeah.
So, Jared,
The younger characters would be the ones that I think would be more interested in the in meeting the people, getting into various misadventures and stuff like that, because their aspect of the heritage is just like let's have fun, So they
I think one of the like very natural and very obvious plot would be to Caulifla and Kale having to, I won't say babysit, but look after Goten and Trunks, and they having an adventure together. I think those 4 can have a very interesting dynamic.
Trying to shape Goten and Trunks into miniature gang gang members.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be cute. Jared, what if there was Devil Fruit in Dragon Ball? Oh, it would certainly change up some of the powers. Make things a little bit more different instead of just pure martial arts. But I think then the martial arts would sort of get lost in the fantastical powers. Like, Naruto was just originally mainly ninjas, and now it's certainly just become magic and energy and other things which aren't just ninja. So
you mean Boruto's dad?
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I'm so mistaken. Ursha 9. What if Piccolo had a kid while training Gohan? Well, I guess somebody like, it'd be that sort of Dende Gohan relationship. Like, Piccolo hatches a kid and like Gohan, and part of Gohan's training, you gotta train this kid along with me.
So, well, I'm just a kid myself, Mr. Piccolo.
You gotta do it. Don't be a weakling, Gohan.
And then it's just like, this kid is like becomes Gohan's de facto brother, almost.
Yep.
Yeah.
The Piccolo, the dad Piccolo jokes would be
Off
even
the
more potent.
Oh yeah, off the
Yeah.
scale, absolutely. Duracell. What if the Cell games were a dance competition? I don't know. I think all of them could do some sick jams. I think Cell probably would be like proper breakdancing, because Beerus can break dance, as we all know apparently.
If it was a dance competition, then Krillin in 18 would sweep it.
Yeah.
Mm.
We would have a like them dancing like in Pulp Fiction.
Yes. Krillin would do it's like low center of gravity, baby. Heartless Fang. Has Gohan's area of study ever been mentioned? If he could make it specific and relevant, what would he be a scholar of? It's sort of alluded to. It's about philosophy. A lot of the time, it doesn't seem to be a scientific pursuit. It seems to be more about metaphysical and sort of theory based, as far as I can tell.
Which is pretty funny considering how in that era of Japanese culture, that wouldn't be the field of work that would give him a lot of income as Chichi would want him to have.
Yeah,
Which is very interesting.
it's curious. There needs to be a bit more nuance to it, I would say.
Yeah.
Shark Jumping Warriors with a $50 super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. What if Dragon Ball had a crossover with Glitch Tail? Basically, Frisk broke the reset button, meaning the timeline is erased if Frisk dies, and there is a soul-stealing blob monster that fools people by pretending to be a little girl. Again, we're really not too versed with Undertale, but based on that, Frisk would be like an escort mission. So somebody would have to be in charge of looking after Frisk, and in this way, Frisk goes on a journey where it basically becomes terrified of having all of this pressure on them, but ultimately then steps up to the plate at the end and then defends, and it basically turns out to be the strongest of them all. That kind of thing.
I think, yeah, if in that instance, if you have a Dragon Ball crossover with where the key to keeping the timeline going is Frisk staying alive, I think in that kind of instance, Goku would wind up kind of in the bodyguard role of trying to make sure that Frisk was.
Also, I think sorry. I think it would be much more fun to make this crossover with OG Dragon Ball era than Z or Super.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like it would work out a lot better if you had the characters from OG Dragon Ball and you used Kid Goku.
Yep.
I mean, shoot, I could already kind of picture the potential from it as like a when you've got those kinds of there's two ways you could go about it. You could have it be like Frisk and Goku are of an age and Goku's doing the bodyguard thing and they eventually get close, or you could and it becomes you could even turn it into kind of like a childhood toy ship sort of situation, a childhood romance kind of situation, bodyguard crush. Or you could go the opposite route and have Goku be an adult, and it would be more like the movie Leon the Professional with Jean Reno.
Yeah. Oh boy, that's a deep cut. But yeah.
Okay. Well, duly noted. All right. Okay, everybody. Just like to say now the super chats are now closed. Thank you so much for your contributions, everybody. We are now going to be going through everybody, the rest of the people. All right. What if Aku was a Dragon Ball villain? And I'm guessing this one is
Foolish Saiyajin warrior.
Yes, from Samurai Jack. Oh, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I guess probably much more of a it's like more of a wisp monster that can basically change into different things, that'd be a bit more interesting than just another humanoid villain. Something.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know, he strangely fits if you think about this. Like he is unusual in terms of his form, but like I can imagine Dragon Ball characters fighting him. Honestly,
The thing that's interesting about the concept of Aku being present in Dragon Ball is that he's a magical villain. He's he's a sorcerer. Well, a shape shifting master of darkness. But he's magic based, and that's always a plus to have more magic based enemies in Dragon Ball. So.
and he can also create enemies, and I think that sometimes like some Dragon Balls like. We could use a Dragon Ball saga with a big bad and enemy of a weak situation being sent by big bad. I feel that's the direction that Dragon Ball could benefit from.
I think it could. Gohan is underrated. What if Bulma, being the daughter of Dr. Briefs, she is the daughter of Dr. Gero? Think there could be a story on this, or it'll fall short fast?
I've seen a lot
Yeah.
of this kind of question before with Briefs and Gero being kind of swapped. It has potential.
I mean, certainly Android 18 would be a Bulma, as in like to preserve the whole thing. The daughter would then volunteer to become an android herself. As in,
Unless she didn't know, like Dr. Briefs was her foster father, you know, and she would learn later on, you know, in the Android saga. Like for sure, Dr. Gero would be more central villain, and
have it be a Darth Vader moment sort of situation.
Yeah. Briefs never told you what happened to your father. Wait, he's my father. Silence! I am your father.
Yeah, no dramatic thing. It just comes out. Yeah.
Sounds fake, but okay.
Yeah.
Kinondo. I wonder if I could get Soph to compliment Jarko by asking nicely. Would that work, Soph?
Jocko. Let's see if I can even think of a nice compliment to give Jocko. Jocko is nice because his existence means Bulma's sister Tights exists. There's my Jocko compliment.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
Jacko will take that.
And Kinondo goes.
Elite can take every compliment that he can. That he can.
Kinondo says that they'll take it. They'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, the autistic goldfish. What if Goku learned magic instead of martial arts? Well, I guess there would still be ki-based attacks, but it'd be based around magic rather than pure, chi, all that stuff. So the power would just be derived from a different source. So
I wonder. The question is, okay, so how would you arrange it to where he learns magic instead of martial arts? And so I was going to say, you could maybe make a situation where, like, instead of landing on the mountain and being raised by Gohan, he landed at fortune teller Baba's house.
Yeah.
And was raised by Baba.
Yeah, like fortune teller Baba, as you say, would play a much more significant role in that regard. So, I would say that will work. Frost the White Lion. A what if with all the what ifs in a Dragon Ball Crisis of Multiverse event, similar to DC Crisis of Infinite Earth, the what if fighter multiverse threat. We do have What Infinity in mind. We are saving it for the moment, just for some more. As we have more stories coming into online, we want to kind of like save it for that kind of thing. So it means we can make a definitive version.
If you are observant, you can find that they are seeds planted in various what ifs.
Yes. there is something to this. So you have to wait for the fullness of time.
Yep.
Dark Snake X5, Frieza. Happy late Frieza Day and happy late Frieza year. Because every day is Freezer Day, because every day a planet gets blown up.
Every year is
Lucy Cloudberry. Simple and sweet. What if Goku had a gun? It's all about the way you say it. What if Goku had a gun? I guess
If Goku had a gun, he'd be Vash the Stampede.
he'd be exactly Vash the Dragon Stampede. Absolutely. There you go. You'd have Trigun Ball Z. There you go.
Trigun Ball Z.
Master Yasuke. Hey guys, it's good to hear your voices again. Well, thanks, buddy.
Oh,
I was hoping for a what if that was centered on the demons, like Deborah being a bigger threat. What if the demons were an actual threat? Ah, well, Have and I have a discussion coming out next month about demons, which should answer your question quite a bit. But you really have to look to Super Dragon Ball Heroes, I'm afraid, for the Dark Demon Realm arc, where they are a major threat.
They are kind of
get
cool.
so
They
much.
are kind of cool.
Yeah,
The
look up.
demons get
yeah.
so much spotlight in the side materials, the video games and stuff like that all the time.
Yeah, look up Meki Kabura, and you can get a decent storyline. It's not just Demigura.
Yeah.
Look up Meki
Yeah.
Kabura, so you'll have a good time.
Yeah.
Podo. By the way, idea I had. Azir will be adopted and raised by Yamcha and Mettaton. How do you think this will turn out? Ah, yes, Azir, the reincarnation. Oh, dance choreography. Azir has likes dance, obviously, because Ginyu Force. Azir is a ballerina.
Oh yes, little ballerina, and like Yamcha always, goes on her shows, like him and Metaton, like they cheer her very loud, like there are those fathers. Ooh, that's our girl! Ooh.
Absolutely. That's how exactly it would be. Lord Eye Patch, what if Jiren landed in Area 51? Who's to say that he hasn't already?
Yeah.
Who's to say that that time when everyone Naruto ran into there, they were trying to rescue Jiren?
Oh my god.
I mean, that's my headcanon. I'm sticking to it.
He is Jiren the Grey, and supposedly that's where they kept the Greys.
Podo was going, I meant male Azir. So,
that doesn't
ballet.
mean that male Azir can still be
male Azir can
ballet.
do ballet. Absolutely.
Yeah.
The male lead. He plays the male lead. There you go.
Yep.
Boom. Sorted. Okay. Dark Snake. Hey, Masako, what year of the Zodiac would Ranch be born under? I am the year of the snake. Well, that's the thing. I think Ranch is born in A765. So the calendars don't really work that way.
Well, if you start from say year 0, if you assume that year 0, or hell, let's say year 1 is whatever if you number each of the Chinese zodiac signs from 1 to 12, and then starting from year 1, you would have to do multiplication to kind of figure it out.
It goes 63 times round, so like 63. No, it'd be 64. 64 divided by 12.
Yeah.
So you go around 5 1/3 time.
I checked it. She would also be a snake.
Okay. Yep.
Nice coincidence, but yeah, I checked it.
Oh, cool. Neat. Okay. And
I happen to be year of the dragon.
I think I'm the tiger.
I'm a horse. I am.
Hey,
I am Haverog, the horseman.
It's not like Adam from Power Rangers. I'm a frog. Yes, a frog, but to be kissed by a handsome prince.
Adam is also Vash the Stampede.
Yes, exactly. Alright. MV Mitsuhashi. I thought your idea of Ultimate Goku was a stroke of genius. I wonder how his new demeanor will come into play when Beerus shows up. Can't wait. Oh, he's gonna latch onto Beerus something fierce, because this may be his ticket to getting to better strength. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But MV, don't worry, there's going to be more to this. Smash Ultra. What if the reason the Z Fighters joined the Tournament of Power is to use the Super Dragon Balls to fix Trunks' future? Well, the thing is, though, as you know, if they made that wish, the entire multiverse would have been destroyed, because they would have failed the test.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole point. That's the only right answer was, I wish for everyone to be revived who was erased in the tournament. That was the test. And Android 17 somehow passed the test. Even though he was going, I want that boat. I really want that boat. You know.
And it's really funny that you guys at DBZ before wanted a boat.
Absolutely. And I'm going to have to play the sound. We haven't played... First playing of the sound of the year coming up. There you go. Play sound there. There you go. Epic Medic. Combine Ultra Instinct and Kaioken. Well, it doesn't really work that way, because Ultra Instinct, you basically have to lose consciousness in theory, but apparently in the latest Super Manga arc, that doesn't really matter anymore. You can just use it.
The idea of Ultra Instinct also was supposed to be so far beyond anything else that I don't think that a technique invented by the Kais, King Kai specifically, I don't think that it can pair up. I don't think that it can pass muster as far as being on the same level as Ultra Instinct. And what's more is I really don't think that they would combine to function well. What's more is that we've actually already witnessed the fact that Ultra Instinct can, in fact, be very hard on the body if you aren't ready for it. That's exactly what happened to Goku in the Tournament of Power, was that it was very hard on his body. So combining Ultra Instinct and the Kaioken would actually be detrimental, because it would just put that much more strain on your body.
Yep. And it's kind of shown... It's kind of shown that the body kind of vibrates during Ultra Instinct, like does those micro movements. So imagine with the muscles being all toughened up by Kaioken. Like the muscles would explode.
Yeah, it would be a mismatch. Alright. Ursha 9. What if Piccolo has a kid while training Gohan during the Saiyan saga? I think you asked this before, so if you go back earlier, then we did answer your question. Cray Twitchell. What if Saitama was Universe 7's god? He'd be a laid-back guy, I would say. Bit too laid-back. Mortal levels will probably be about the same, only instead of incompetence on Beerus's part, it's just down to apathy and just, relaxation from Saitama's part. So,
it's funny because they actually share a lot of qualities, Beerus and Saitama, insofar as that Saitama wants a really good matchup, right? He's not allowed to fight his other gods of destruction. He's not really permitted to go all out against his own angel either, especially since his angel he knows is stronger than him. So what he's really looking for is somebody who can match his own insane levels of God power. And Saitama's entire character basis in One Punch Man is exactly that. He's become incredibly apathetic because he has nobody to match him. So I think he would he'd take a more active interest in Goku and Vegeta's training, because he'd want to see them get high enough that he could actually have a good battle with them.
Yeah. No, I would agree with that. Okay. Dark Snake. What if Shin asked Gohan to be his apprentice? It'd be an interesting thing. They would have to get over the fact that, Gohan is a mortal being. So they would have to either make him immortal or have some kind of arrangement where he could just, at least while he's training, not age. But I don't think Gohan would take it because, he doesn't want to, outlive the people he loves and cares about. But, or at the very least, if it's like a temporary thing, they would at least learn something from one another over a few years. So,
I mean, as a scholar, I can get, I can imagine as a temporary gig, but then again, as you said, in eternal, perspective, this seems unpractical.
Yeah, it wouldn't work for a long-term solution, really. Yeah, it wouldn't work. Shark Jumping Walrus. Imagine if Hercule had an ability that made him as strong as he believed he was. Oh, like being psychosomatic. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
he's literally as strong as he perceives himself to
he
be.
would literally be the hype.
You would have to hype him up because that's the thing is
Yeah.
if the Z Fighters tried to point out his fraudulence, he'd lose power because of it. So they'd have to hype him up as much as everybody else to make him believe he was strong.
Vegeta would screw around with that, you know.
Oh man.
He'd just,
Hey, idiot,
like
learn
the-
not to suck! Oh, man, I'm as weak as a kitten.
And
There you go.
and he's super insecure, so you know that would also weigh him down.
Yeah, it
So
wouldn't take
He would
much to
rarely
make
be at his 100%, really.
Mm-hmm.
Then there would be that one time in the series where he was at 100%.
Yeah.
One time. And it would be the best thing in the entire series.
Yeah.
Alright, Sam Hennis. What if Namekians were not asexual and Dende was female? Potential Gohan x Dende pairing and a Namekian Saiyan hybrid son?
Now there's an interesting one because theoretically speaking, you don't see much in the way of romance from romance or sexual interest from the Namekians because of the fact that they're asexual. They have no need to pair up with each other. So by making it so that they aren't asexual, and could possibly have these romantic feelings, regardless of whether or not Dende was male or female, honestly, could in fact result in some interesting things down the line for the Namekian characters. If Dende was female, I will say that all of the kind of tropes are there to have it be a potential romance option for Gohan down the line once they're, you know, not like 6 years old. Because I mean, it would kind of be a rescue romance scenario because it's because of Gohan and Krillin that Dende is saved from the Frieza forces. They have plenty of time over the Namek saga to kind of become friends and stuff like that. And then when Dende spends all of that time on Earth while they wait for new Namek to be a thing, and then becomes Guardian of Earth later. There's a lot of potential there to have Dende have a more intricate relationship with the group and Gohan in particular. So yeah, I'd say that the tropes are definitely there to build up a rescue romance.
Yeah, it could be cute. Could be definitely cute. Sam Hennis. What if Piccolo fused with Guru instead of Nail? That would have been a dumb move because Guru would have probably been the less dominant. There'd be no Namekian Dragon Balls, so play the sound. There you go. That works with Kami. Piccolo would be the dominant personality, no Namekian Dragon Balls. Everything would fall apart. Namek go bye-bye and boom. Alright. Koyaspan Demopan. What if Android 21 was a Z-Fighter? Probably be the tech support, as in like the tech support Technomancer, like that kind of thing. No margin nonsense or anything like that.
Yeah, we don't talk about that form here.
Yeah. So yeah, more Technomancer, technologically based attacks and stuff. You know, but she'd have an arm cannon just like her boy. You know.
Yep.
Gun sound effect. William Brown. What if Frieza's betrayal waited 20 years? Which Frieza betrayal?
The betrayal of the Saiyans.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, that would be about age 757. So that would be a few. That would be at the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament. So I don't think really much would happen, to be honest.
Well, the thing is that if Frieza's betrayal waited for 20 years, then Bardock would have had no reason to send Goku to Earth, which means that
okay.
Yeah.
The Earth would be under the thumb of Demon King Piccolo, more than likely. Either that, or it would be under the thumb of that monster Pilaf.
Yes.
Or the Red Ribbon Army. There's any number of villains who Goku was directly responsible for stopping.
Meanwhile, back at the Legion of Doom.
Yeah, seriously, like Earth would basically be in a position where it would be a dictatorship of some kind under some kind of villain. Meanwhile, Goku would be getting raised on planet Vegeta, probably wouldn't be getting to live up to his full potential because of the strict classist system of the Saiyan caste, you know. So it's probably bad sound.
Yeah.
Bad sound. Yeah, there you go.
Unless Paragus and Broly, no, they would be stuck on Vampa.
Mm.
They would be stuck on Vampa.
Mad Lad Bolt. What if Raditz beat Piccolo and Goku on Earth? Play the sound.
Play the sound.
We're rattling through these. What if 16 attacked Gohan because he's half Goku? Red Dragon Force 2.
Play the sound.
Play the sound.
There is logic in what he says.
Yeah.
There's logic in what he says.
I do like adding that sometimes into videos. Dark Snake X5. Hey, I'm trying to create my own what if, and I wanted to ask you for help with the name. I'm trying to look for a language to say mad scientist for the name of the character. Do you know one? And can it be abbreviated? Hey, Dr. W. There you go.
Professor Doctor.
Oh, yes,
If
Professor,
you're looking, if
Professor
you're looking
Doctor,
for, like,
yes.
if you're looking for like specifically like foreign language alternative to that has like the definition of mad scientist or crazy scientist, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar enough with foreign languages to recommend something. But hey, Google is your friend in this case. You can always do the old school fanfic method of check it out on Google Translate.
And also, if you are looking for a name, maybe something
Yeah.
like Mindoc.
Or Mandark.
Not Mandark.
Remember that the biggest thing when creating a Dragon Ball Z name, a Dragon Ball universe name in general, is that you want to try and make it some kind of pun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if you want it to be like, I want it to mean mad scientist, try to make it kind of fit with the theme of Dragon Ball as well, because, you know, everybody has a theme. The Red Ribbon Army's theme was colors. The Pilaf Gang's theme is that they're still food. Lots of food puns in Dragon Ball. Food puns are always safe in
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
Oh, yeah.
We had a lot of fun with our construction crew with inviting their names.
Definitely. Hope that helps you, Dark Snake. Great.
Yeah.
What if when Bulma finds out that Goku lied, she wishes for Goku to be restrained the entire time, but can still watch the others to take down Buu as punishment? Oh, yes, this is for what if Goku married Bulma. Oh, I feel that it's going to be a bit more grounded, the aftermath of that. I feel like that with Bulma, that she'd have enough. I feel like that might be the case. So, just wait for the next part. I'm going to make it all the more tense. You think Goku got lucky last time? Oh, yeah, there's going to be more to
You're
this.
breaking my heart here, Mas. You're breaking my heart.
Okay, Space Dandy. What if the Z Fighters and company didn't lag behind Goku so much in terms of power throughout Dragon Ball? How would you write the villains to accommodate? Probably just that Cell would use more of the powers of everyone else, like be a bit more diverse instead of just, strength, all that stuff. So I'd just say like all the villains would have to fight in a different way. That would have to cater to all the different Z Fighters that were taking part. Chaozu actually using his telekinetic powers and his psycho powers and all that stuff.
I would give Frieza more of his telekinetic stuff, because technically it should be his thing, but it isn't that much. Like they always give him a lot of that in the games, but like,
but apparently
in
it never
actuality, we
translates.
don't see Frieza do much of this. But
And like with Palpatine, you just give him like finger lasers and he just goes, yeah, yeah.
Unlimited power!
Ever since just the king, I just Frieza go, I am the Senate.
I am the galaxy.
I am the galaxy. Okay. Cody Bio. What if Gohan's alternate path of strength in Super leads to Super Saiyan 4? What are your opinions, hypothesis on where he is headed? I feel
On a conference.
on a conference. He'll write it down as findings in a conference, definitely. Or it may it may lead to eventually that fabled fan art picture of Gohan reading a book and wearing glasses in Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, it'll be realized. Or Toyotaro will do his own approximation of it, because I'm sure he knows about it. Okay. Paparazzi. What if in Videl Trained, Goku opens a dojo instead of becoming a farmer? I guess maybe that could be his way of trying to cope. Make some money. Maybe get some enjoyment out of his life. You know, clarity. Wanting to become a master in some way. You know?
The biggest thing about opening up a dojo is that I think that a dojo probably wouldn't be Goku's thing because of the fact that dojos by their very nature train an entire class worth of students, right? Multiple students. I think that if Goku was going to teach in any kind of sense, he would make it more personal in the same way that his training of Gohan was personal, in the same way that his training of Oob in GT / End of Z was personal. I think that if Goku was going to train somebody, he would make it a one-on-one scenario. Like he'd go to Hercule and he'd be like, look, I want to put out like an ad in the paper. I wanted to know if you could help me find the right student for me to train.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like, you know,
No, this is definitely something I could do.
so yeah, he would definitely be like some kind of, yeah, he feels like, now this is something I can help with.
I also like the idea of Goku and Hercule becoming like really good dad friends in What If, after the whole like Boo saga in What If Videl Train.
Yeah. Speaking of paparazzi again, what if when Frieza was wished back, the different pieces put into the healing tank grew into separate Friezas?
Oh my.
Playing bad sound.
Oh god.
Playing that and
I'm sorry, that's a new one.
I'm sorry, that's a new one.
But obviously, I'm the original Lord Frieza. No, I am the original Lord Frieza.
They'd end up just bickering amongst themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would make for hilarity.
In the end, Frieza would wind up like twice, killed all of his clones, but isn't certain if he's the real one anymore.
And then he gets, did I just kill the original Frieza? What does that make me? He'd end up having a crisis.
Is it how Daddy made me? And we have a flashback of King Cold, you know, like doing something in the kitchen, being like, and you know, like cutting tomatoes or something, and cutting his finger. Oh, fiddlesticks! Oh well. And that's how Frieza was born. Everybody, we solved the mystery.
Could you imagine Frieza's reaction if he found out that
I was a kitchen accident? It's like, I was a kitchen-based accident.
You were a happy accident, my little pink princess.
The stew I made, the cake I made turned out to be delicious. Matt Hoskins, thank you very much for becoming a member. Thank you. Okay, Cormac Crowley. What if Frieza agreed to Universe 9's offer to betray Universe 7? He would become the God. He'd become the next God of Universe 9. Boom.
Would he know? He would, like, I think Zeno would bleep him out.
In theory, but obviously, if another Universe won and they didn't do the wish that Android 17 did, everyone would go bloop.
Play the sound.
Bear Forever 14. What if Fortune Teller Barber foretold the coming of Raditz during the 5-year time skip? And could he tell he had a connection to Goku? Probably that might be a little bit too much in the dragon team's favor. But I'd say at the very least she could sense that there would be some unknown force coming in the next few years. Couldn't give a specific date, an approximate time.
You
but at
will
least be
usher in the coming of the tall man with loud voice.
There comes a time where there is a giant pineapple man descending upon the planet.
From a
Could
flying
you imagine if her visions were? Could you imagine if her visions had that kind of surrealist bent to
Yeah.
them, where she has to interpret them
Yeah.
based on really vague things?
Yeah.
So seeing Raditz arrive was a pineapple.
A giant pineapple man riding atop a giant billiard ball.
Also, Mr. Clean with a smaller vegetable for some reason.
Oh, that almost be a
And
really
then-
funny video to make. Just
Yeah.
like, what if fortune teller Baba could tell the future, but it's done in really weird way?
Yeah. What? But fortune teller Baba, what else have you seen? Mostly filler.
Oh. Red Dragon Force 2.
But Masako!
Why didn't Goku and Bulma have another child after Cell? Is Gohan the only Saiyan of the next generation? Shame on you, Masako! Unsubscribe! Oh, sorry.
Unsubscribe!
There we go. I guess really I didn't think about it, and I'm gonna pull a Torium and say, I forgot. I forgot. Oops.
You're taking the Toriyama inspiration too far, Masako.
I know,
Too
I
far.
am. I really am. Shame on
You
me.
have to be stopped.
Doing small.
You have to be stopped.
Gohan is underrated. What if every character can only attack with the items based on their name? Goku, Kakarot attacks with carrots, etc.
Trunks.
Trunks. Oh man, Trunks just waves like swimming trunks at people.
No,
Vegeta would be
People in the
good.
head.
Yeah.
Close.
Vegeta could just use any vegetable. Frieza could just throw a freezer at people.
Cell would be like, can I at least use a cell phone, please?
Cell's power is the power of radiation.
Yeah.
No. He
So
basically
you-
said, "Well, no, I've been watching a lot of Taskmaster lately, and you can think laterally in that. It's well, technically, I can attack with anything that requires one living cell, so I can basically use any organic material I can muster."
What about Boo?
Boo could use any power, but it has to be surprising and jump scary because he has to be able to say boo.
Yes. The scarier the attack, the better. Anyway, Paparacha. What if Frieza and Piccolo, Kings Cold and Piccolo 2, swapped places and power levels, obviously, in the story? So, essentially, if it was like King Cold and King Piccolo first. So, instead of it was Goku versus King Cold. Honestly, I feel like it would be a much more civil battle. But at the same time, I can see King Cold losing his temper much faster.
Yeah.
Because he's meant to be the superior being, but this time he's not. So
Yeah.
it would be something that would really get under his skin. Definitely.
And also, more space army than demons and more technology stuff.
Yeah, and if King Piccolo, that would be much more of a bigger, more effective redemption arc in a way. Going from the king of demons to then becoming, the king of friendship.
Oh.
It would be a more profound change almost.
The king of friendship.
Friendship.
Okay.
Master Yasuke. What if Goku had a daughter instead of a son, and Gohan was born next instead of Goten? Honestly, we've said this a few times before, but we would say that there'd be more of a conflict with Chi-Chi, wanting to, obviously, she's a little girl. She's more housewife material, blah, 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 blah. She will
You
marry
should
a
do
good
girly
man.
stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. The typical 80s, stereotypes, which aren't stereotypes, and they are really, really outdated. she should be looked after by a strong young man and all that stuff. And Goku was just like, nah, she should be really awesome and fight a lot. You know, she should. I think Goku would actually be quite progressive. It's like, she should do what she wants. You know, Chi-Chi, quit living in the past, yo. All that stuff. Dan Spade. What would happen if Goku and Gohan's personalities were switched? Like when Goku hit his head, he became timid and slightly smarter, and when Gohan was born, he was energetic and wanted to fight. It'd be an interesting combination of, you know, Goku, a really timid being, having to deal with a firecracker son. That'd be like, oh, okay. It would be a bit of a perilous venture, but I guess really it could work. Like it'd be just a different. It'd be just a different twist, you know. Child teaches the father. Could be curious.
It would be called Gohan the Menace.
Okay. Paparazzo. What if Saiyans were prone to amnesia from head injuries? Well, they kind of. Goku kind of was. You just have to. If that were the case, then Goku would go, quick, Piccolo, hit Raditz in the head. What's that? What? It's just like everyone headbutts Saiyans, like, you know, like Gohan did a headbutt. Gohan, do a headbutt. Raditz received amnesia. Yeah.
I feel like the Saiyan hybrids would be the ones who don't get amnesia, but you'd have Goku and Vegeta constantly forgetting who they are and where they're supposed to be.
It'd be
Sorry,
hilarious.
who are you? Do I know you?
Yeah, exactly. Paparazzo again. What if the manga followed Trunks from his giving Goku the heart medicine through his jump to May 12th, and the anime had to fill in the rest? Well, it'd be interesting to see what he did when he went back to the future for those 8 months before they could refuel the time machine again. I mean, what did he get up to in that time?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, just that 8-month period, I would say. Just fill in that. Podo, imagine Turn Good Napper and Asgore as God and the best buddies. Oh, yeah, they'd be watching GodTube for all the best gardening advice, you know. And I feel like they would easily be able to relax and actually get advice from one another.
Yeah.
It'd be sweet. Okay, Paparazzo again. Let's see. Like, what if Keith Ferguson voiced Morrow like Duke Flintheart Glomgold Bologna?
Oh gosh, Flintheart Glomgold from the new DuckTales is a South African pretending to be Scottish.
Oh.
So it's, oh man, that's so.
Yeah.
Incidentally, if you know any friends who are Scottish or can do a good Scottish accent, Hav and I are going to be looking for a facsimile of Morrow, because you know, if Funimation, Funimation's probably not going to listen to us, they won't do it. So I'm going to send, like, you know, I want to find a Morrow to then send a video to Chris Sabat and go like, you need to do this and here's why. Can you imagine this Ram Man with a Scottish accent?
Then the reasons on why Morrow should be Scottish. Here's why.
Here's why. Here's how it sounds.
Yeah.
So there you go. We need to provide proof. So, all send demo reels to @MasakoX on Twitter. All right. Vandalia. What if Chi-Chi climbed the tower with Goku to meet Korin? I feel like Chi-Chi at that time, if we wrote her slightly differently, instead of her being like, you know, doughy-eyed and just like really timid and teehee, I'm just a little princess and all that stuff, I feel like if she just was more curious, she could learn a bit more about Goku as a young boy and maybe realize the hidden potential inside of herself already. And, you know, Korin would say, oh, you're the daughter of the Ox King. Oh, that's really interesting there. You want to give this a test, little kid? There you go. Korin would have heard about her, you know, because, you know, power level of 900, you know, the daughter of that, you know.
Yeah.
Well, this I gotta see. So, yeah. Korin would find this very interesting. Dark Snake. What if Cooler was in a relationship with the Saiyan and they had fraternal twins? One girl, the other a boy. And this was the reason King Cole did not allow Cooler to rule the Oh! Like an Edward VIII Wally Simpson debate! Oh, a king marrying a commoner. Oh, the Lord Cooler marrying a monkey. Ooh, this is actually kind of interesting.
That could serve for good backstory as to why King Cold would refuse him.
It's a better idea than just him being too good at his job, like being too boring. No,
I really like this idea.
We'll make a note of this. Let's make a note of this.
Make a note of this because not only does it get into kind of like, let's give Cooler something like decent for his backstory.
Yeah.
It also gives you like more like politics and stuff for the universe of Dragon.
I wouldn't give them babbies because I don't think they are compatible, but like I'm all for the relationship.
Yeah. It can be just like a romantic relationship. It doesn't have to have children in it.
No.
Paparacha, Master Rosie wants to kiss Son Goku.
Oh no!
Oh,
No!
No.
Let's move on. Vandalia.
No.
What if Gohan managed to meet Videl in future Trunks' timeline and Pan went with Trunks to the past? Let's say that Pan was born slightly earlier. Like, in a way, Pan's like a little girl with future Trunks. Probably it'd be the only way just for like, Pan would go with Trunks just in case something bad happened in the future. So at least she would be safe. Yeah, so there would have to be more like, like, hey, don't tell, now Pan, you gotta trust me. Do not tell anyone who you are. Like, he would just make up some excuse that, that's his daughter.
Hey, I won't tell Grandpa. Hey, Grandpa, I'm not your granddaughter.
Wait, what? Say what? Yeah. Exactly. Well, for realsies?
For realsies. But Trunks told me not to tell anyone.
Kids be like that, though.
Yeah.
Alright. Red Dragon. What if Train Bulma update anytime soon? Also a reminder of future Videl inheriting the armor. This is my final super chat for a while. Oh, okay. That's a good note. Train Bulma, probably in March. We're going to look that in March.
Oh.
Kirby163. What if Marin was secretly the strongest of the kids? That's probably in my head canon.
What do you mean, what if?
What if?
She is.
Infinite engine.
Yeah, infinite engine and
Natural.
and the ability to breathe through
Yeah.
skin.
I love the idea of the infinite energy engine being biological and thus transferable genetically.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's the Dragon
I love
World,
the
so-
idea. I also just love the idea of Marin being another strong character. Like Marin growing up and being a fighter and being like I'm gonna make my mom and dad proud is like super like I love it. I love it so much. I want it to be canon.
I kind of liked her like older Maron design from GT, so I can imagine like her throwing the hat. Like somebody pisses her off and she just takes the hat off. She throws it at the enemy and we discover that her hat is weighted clothing.
I'm less into the older Marin design from GT, but I've seen some pretty good fan designs of older Marin, especially fighter older Marin, like where she's got muscle on her, and it's like that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, like the idea of her being pretty inconspicuous. That's the big thing for me. Like nobody expects Maron to be like that powerful.
So you like the idea of her being this small waif who can actually kick everybody's butts?
Yeah.
It's like a Ken Akamatsu story at that point.
Yeah, kinda. Gohan is underrated. Last super chat for me, but it's for any non-super chat what if that catches your eye when you read this. If that's okay, of course. No worries, Gohan. Craig Twitchell. What if Elmo Binks fused with Joker Barney?
No.
This is all yours, Have.
It's all yours.
I refuse. Can we go through my contract again, guys? Like, sign up for it. Like.
Okay, all right.
It says here, although this part is written in crayon on a little sticky note that all Elmo Binks related material will be passed to Haverock
Speaking
for
of which,
answering.
Craig also asked, what if Haverock fused with Elmo Binks?
Existential terror, darkness.
I think in that instance it would be. I think an Elmo Binks fusion with Haverock would very much be a situation a la 17 and Cell or Gohan and Super Boo.
Craig, I will learn where you live, dude.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's really great.
Somebody needs to draw. Somebody needs to draw Bororetta being absorbed by Elmo Binks.
No. No.
No. It's like in Saber Sparks Joshua. No! No! Oh, Paparazzi. What if Goku lost the 23rd Budokai by ring out, but won the fight afterwards? Would Piccolo have a castle? Would it have a Midori? Of course it would. Absolutely. And Goku would be there all the time. Ursha 9. What if Vegeta and Goku did a wife swap with Chi-Chi and Bulma?
Oh,
I know that Fun Sexy DB is doing a comic about that, so go and follow her. There's your answer. That's the answer that people
somehow
want.
I'm not surprised. I am somehow not surprised that Fun Sexy DB would be doing that.
I'm also surprised that she's not heard of Vizuli yet. Like,
have you told her?
She draws Android 18 and Videl all the time. Like, people, tell her about Vizuli. It's much.
Give her a link to the What If Videl trained.
Yes.
What if, and tell her about
Tell
Vizuli.
her about it. Tell her about it. She needs to draw this. All right, Owen McPherson. What if the demons from Kimetsu no Yaiba, Demon Slayer, were in the events of Dragon Ball when Goku was a kid? I haven't actually watched Demon Slayer. I really need to. So I actually need to use my...
It's good.
Yeah, I need to use my Crunchyroll membership. So I actually need to. So
I will say that it's a little bit hard to quantify the demon the demon characters from Demon Slayer alongside the Dragon Ball universe, just because of the way that the powers function. Like, being a demon is kind of like a plague scenario situation in Kimetsu no Yaiba, because demon's blood can infect a person and turn them into a demon. More often than not, they're low powered and feral, but they regain their intelligence after a fashion, depending upon their willpower, etc., etc. There's a lot to take in there, and I'm not entirely certain that they're very compatible systems, but if I was to take this kind of what if seriously, it would require me to give it a lot of extra thought, more time than I've got for this particular stream.
It requires a little bit more nuance.
It is an interesting concept, though. It is an interesting concept.
Definitely. Craig, what if Raj got trapped in the past and had to play the bad guy to keep history going because she accidentally made the villains not exist? Oh, she'd go melodramatic on this, have a cape, wear a mask, and just be like, ha 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 ha! It is I, the evil Caesar salad!
Oh no.
Oh no, dressine. As in ranch dressine. The evil dressine.
I like the idea of playing on the concept of Caesar salad, but calling her Kaiser salad.
Kaiser salad.
Yes, it is I, the evil Kaiser salad.
And then Goku's like,
You evil monster! I will not let you get away with this.
and then Ranch is like way powerful than everybody, and she goes Super Saiyan to like double the effect, but she just goes like,
Oh no! You've beaten me, Son Goku, but I'll get you back next time.
and she'd all be about the puns. And then Goku, and then it goes back to the present, and she says all these puns, and Goku's like,
I feel like I've heard these puns before, but I don't know where.
just like that little. No, Ranch would just get into the moment there, like seriously. Craig Twitchell. No, we've done that. Thankfully, Haverock breathes a sigh of relief. The epic medic. What is the xenomorphs were introduced into Dragon Ball? They already have.
Boy.
It's called Third Form
Well,
Freezer.
If the xenomorphs were introduced into Dragon Ball, we all know who would be getting facehuggered first.
Yamcha.
Yamcha.
But like, imagine because xenomorphs take some of the characteristic of their host. Imagine like a Super Saiyan powered xenomorph.
Oh my god.
Like they are pretty feral, but oh boy.
Yeah. Master Yasuke, what if the demons like Dabura were a real threat? Yeah. Well, look at Super Dragon Ball Heroes and you get a good answer. But if Dabura actually, because he's the king of the demons, he actually acted like a king of the demons instead of being an underling to a potato, that would have been a good main villain. You know? Dabura, king of the demons.
I always thought it was kind of interesting. There was this theory back in the day that Dabura being put under Babidi's control actually made him weaker for it, because of rendering him so long in the service of this mortal on the mortal plane. So even though like he could spend time meditating and stuff like that to quote unquote like, you know, ostensibly increase his power, he was actually a lot weaker than his true potential would be if he had not fallen under Babidi's thrall. And I like concepts and fictions and what ifs that kind of play with Dabura's character in that kind of sense, because when you really start digging into the Pantheon and stuff like that, and you talk about the Kai versus the Makai and stuff like that, there's a lot of stuff you could do there, which is clearly exemplified by the fact that the video games do it all the time. But they never thought to actually deep dive into that in the show.
The only dive we got so far is with the guy who killed Gijin and Jiren's parents.
Yeah.
And that's Universe 11 demon.
Yeah, it's a different universe, so it's like maybe we'll get some demon stuff later on if we see some
like,
Universe 11
I
stuff.
feel I feel that's the closest, the most likely demon we will see in the main series, the one that killed Gijin and
Craig Twitchell, what if there was a big red button in Dragon Ball? What would it do? Duh. Muffins. It's a big muffin button. There you go. The Epic Medic, thank you for your super chat. And Papa Rancher, what if Goku ate a gun? He'd die of lead poisoning. Badooch.
Well, it's not the gun that's got the lead in it, but I mean, it could be a chocolate gun.
Oh yes.
Also,
have you ever seen that Japanese game show where they're put in a room on a soundstage and they have to find the object in the room that's actually made of chocolate?
Yeah, no, I've seen that in one of that shot of a doorknob.
And one that was a shoe.
Yeah.
Also speaking of the red button question, because I just got an idea. Like, you got this big red button, you press it, and then launch appears, and it's just like, about time.
Took you long enough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Joey Robertson, thank you very much for your super sticker. Vulcan, what if Android 17 showed up to help Gohan to fight Super Buu? That would have been fun, and considering he had been training in a way, in secret, that would have been one of the biggest twists in the series at that time. Like, Android 17 shows up out of nowhere. What? Yeah, because we all know he survived, but it's like everyone wants to know where he's gone. But it's like, what? Yeah, no, seriously, that would have been a major twist.
It would have been a pretty fun twist at that. Like,
yeah.
Because I know that a lot of people, like, when Tien showed up, were kind of like, oh, it's Tien, that's interesting to see him. But like, when you really think about it, the humans had already plateaued so early at that point. Tien wasn't going to be able to do much. But could you imagine if, say, instead of fusing with Vegeta, Goku had fused with 17 in order to fight Super Buu?
Go piece. Or
Laku.
Laku, that's
Laku.
it. Not
Laku.
not Go Piece. Not Go Piece. No.
Or with Gohan, Lahan.
Ah, yes.
Oh yeah, fusing with Gohan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Vulcan. Gohan's twin sister would be the name of Kokira. That comes from coffee rice pudding. Thoughts on the name? If you ever do What If Gohan a twin sister? That's a cute name.
Oh yeah, it's a good name. It's a good naming choice. You got the you got the food
Yeah.
pun in there. That's
Mm.
that's key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Vulcan goes, Chi-Chi makes Gohan enter the junior division of the 24th tournament where he defeats Videl after the Videl found Gohan, but Chi-Chi said she trained Videl. Okay, yeah, prize money, all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And good training is something to do in this time before the Cell Games. Joey Robertson, what if Yamcha had been inspired by his tournament loss to Roshi, was inspired to train under him as seriously as Tien trained for the Crane School? So Yamcha decided to train with Roshi again.
I feel like Yamcha actually has an enormous amount of potential that wasn't utilized in Dragon Ball, because if we recall correctly, he actually has a lot of spirit control. It's one of the reasons why the Yard Radian stuff that's going on with the manga and stuff kind of appealed to me as a sort of like, I wonder if they'll do anything with the humans, because Yamcha is probably the finest person when it comes to spirit control, ki control in general. Like the type of stuff that he can do with his spirit ball, for example, like there's a reason why that's Yamcha's sort of signature technique is the spirit ball. And I think if he had taken...
And he's kind of self-taught, right? From what I remember.
He is kind of self-taught. Like as the Desert Bandit, he had a lot of natural talent. He's self-taught. And what's more is he makes some crazy gains when you consider how low he was power-wise compared to the other members of the human Z fighters when they started prepping for the Saiyan arrival. He actually made some of the most intense gains out of everyone there, despite the fact that he had one of the lower power levels. Yamcha has a lot of potential, and if he had thought to take his training seriously, he would have probably been a lot more capable come come Raditz's arc, come the Saiyan saga, all that kind of stuff. We might have seen a couple of different things happen, a bit differently. And I think that's part of the reason why reincarnated as Yamcha kind of worked the way it did.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's why it was so well received. Captain Binome, thank you for your super chat test. Matt Hoskins, what if Vegeta went into the weird Trunks rage form when Beerus hit Bulma? That Super Saiyan rage? Well, that probably would have been enough to actually hurt Beerus a little more, because that would have probably been stronger than Super Saiyan 2.
That would be, I think, enough to at least pique Beerus's interest.
It would certainly make Beerus would be a bit more curious for a bit longer. So, certainly a bit more intrigued. But it all turned out okay anyway, but there you go. Captain Binome. What if Cell only chased the androids because he felt he had to, but even during the chase seemed saddened by the destruction he was bringing in his wake? That's interesting. Like, this is some kind of instinctive thing he cannot control, and he has, like, this regret. Because, in a way, and have actually pointed this out, in terms of collateral damage and people killed by Cell, he's actually the least murderous Dragon Ball Z villain out of all of them.
Well, yeah. Because, I mean, Frieza's committed galactic levels of murder. Boo destroyed more cities in the short time that him and Babidi were kind of going on their rampage.
And destroyed the Earth. And
even destroyed the Earth outright.
Vegeta and Nappa and Saiyans did regular invasions.
Yeah. So Cell is actually relatively sparing.
Yep.
Yeah, compared to anyone except for the OG Dragon Ball villains, Cell is one of the lower tier ones, and it's mostly just because he was trying to achieve his self-actualization. If you were to take this sort of warrior philosopher approach to Cell, like have him contemplating the existential quandary of his life, you could kind of make him similar to 16 after a fashion, because like part of the reason 16 insists on going to kill Son Goku, or hashtag kiss Son Goku, as it were, is because it's the only thing he's programmed to do because he's incomplete. So it's like, this is the one directive I have. I feel the desire to fulfill it. Cell's singular directive is much the same: achieve completion, achieve perfection. And so him seeking this out is it's something he can't control. He couldn't stop if he wanted to, and having him kind of philosophize on that, I think would
be interesting what will happen to him in that scenario when he fulfills his purpose.
The Epic Medic. What if M. Bison from Street Fighter rose to power in Super?
Ooh boy.
Mad crazy powers, different types of power. I feel like Chaozu would suddenly come into the play. Could be actually
you'd have a dictator along the same sort of lines as like somewhere in between Frieza and Commander Red is where M. Bison kind of lays, I think, leaning more heavily towards the Frieza end of the spectrum. But I think that M. Bison as a character is a little bit too similar in a lot of ways to a character like Frieza. And so if you were to introduce him, he would feel too much like a rehash of similar stuff we've already experienced with Frieza being this conquering dictator and stuff like that. I think the concept of the psycho energy and stuff like that would be interesting because it would be another facet of human advancement that could possibly be explored. Anything to take the Saiyans out of the spotlight is a positive in my book.
Yeah, absolutely. Next one is official Lil Grey. What if Beerus woke up at the end of Z? Well, he wouldn't have had the full dream for a start, and even if he did, he'd probably just go back to sleep. Because he woke up at the end of Z, nothing's happened. Like, Whis would have no idea what is going on. The Oracle Fish would have just gone like, nah. Beerus would have gone back to sleep. Boom. If not,
Oracle Fish, 2021.
Great quotes. Yeah, there you go. Captain Bino. What if Jiro had continued to spy on Goku and heard about he would be destroyed by his own creations, and just tried to make sure his body was the mightiest android? Well, he'd be the final boss. Yeah.
I feel like in that instance, you would probably have a situation where you'd still have Cell as the final enemy, but it wouldn't be Cell as we know him. It would be Jiro's mind pasted onto Cell. Like, it would be a situation where he's created himself the ultimate body to transfer his mind into. I think it would probably diminish Cell's character a little bit, just because Cell wouldn't be Cell at that point. They'd be Dr. Gero. You'd have it be a little bit more thematically appropriate to the original envisioning of having this be a return to the Red Ribbon Army versus Goku aspect of the original Dragon Ball story. But I don't think it would work very well, because one of the best aspects of of Dragon Ball Z in the Cell Saga was that bit with passing the torch to Gohan.
Yeah.
So I don't think it works quite so well.
Yeah. And Georgios TK, what if Dragon Ball Super crossed over with Marvel? Well, it did. Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel went Super Saiyan and helped save the Namekian people. That's my headcanon. I'm sticking to it.
Oh my gosh.
The Skrull are basically, they look like Namekians. You know? There you go. In my opinion. And that shot of Captain Marvel in full power, that was totally a Super Saiyan reference. I mean, come on.
I've not seen the movie, so...
No, absolutely. Podo, the favourite super chats I ever get from you are the ones that make us, like, our minds break. Like, the ones that make it...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
The ones that have us doing the Bardock sound.
Yeah, the ones that... Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have those ones. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this one. Yeah. And John Riggins, you came in right at the worst time because we were about to wrap up. So we're actually
we're
all done.
literally at the end.
We are done. So this has been a really good roundtable for the first one of the year. Thank you so much, Soph and Hav, for your hard
Thank you.
work.
Absolutely, thank you.
And oh no, Alphadilla Ganatica's just missed out. Oh no.
No, Alphadilla.
And Alphadilla, I'm afraid that on advice from Carthu, this won't be archived. The stream won't be archived. Well,
What? It won't be archived.
Yeah, unfortunately, because I found out it actually damages the channel. So,
Really?
yeah, I mean it's unlisted. So if any one person requested it, I could give it to them, but you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, that's unfortunate.
I know. I mean, it really
It damages the channel? How does
Yeah.
it damage the channel?
because apparently it looks like the last when it recommends a video and the videos don't do so well. The roundtables don't get as many views. It then reflects badly on the next video. So in terms of like your previous videos and all that stuff. Yeah, talk to Carthu about it.
wow.
Yeah, he gave me the lowdown about it. That's why he doesn't
Wow.
archive his live streams.
Wow, I'll have to remember that. That man, YouTube being YouTube.
Yeah, I know. I mean, the only way yeah, that's the thing. I need to like that's why Team 4-Star have the Stream 4-Star archive.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so maybe in the future I might just have to download the video and make a roundtable channel or something.
Yeah.
I'll have to do that. But anyway, for the moment, do take care, everybody, and thank you so much for your contributions. They really do help support the channel. And we also do take notes on, you know, on everything that goes down here. So, you know, thank you all so much for your contributions. And Paparazzi, yeah, no, a second channel for the live streams. I do have my own personal second channel, but maybe you have to have another channel for that. So we might look into that.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
that's for another time. But thank you all so much anyway, and I hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Look forward to What If Hercule Trained Like Goku Part 9 coming out this weekend. And all that remains to be said is just take care, stay safe out there, and just have a good one, everybody. And stay safe.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Thank
Bye.
you.